it's Bella, and today I'd like to talk to you about the new moon in Cancer at 7 degrees on the 28th of June 2022. Now, this new moon is taking place in the nakshatra of Ardra, which means tears and storming to deepen the heart. Now, it is characterized by a teardrop, and it does incorporate elements of destruction and transformation. So really letting go of something to rebuild or to start something new. And this nakshatra can also be connected to rain. It can also be connected to extreme weather and water. And there's also an emotional instability that can go hand in hand with this area. Now, it is Cancer season and we have passed the solstice point, and we usually tend to plan for the remainder of the calendar year. We sort of take stock of where we are and how much work or what exactly it is that is not yet under control or what will take more work. This time of year we can tend to be more tuned inward with themes of nurturing, self-protecting, family, parents, our private emotional and inner world. We're more turned towards the feeling of home, whether an actual home or who and where we feel we belong. And if we don't, we will become much more aware of this now. Cancer season is also a great time to check in with our past survival patterns and unconscious behaviors that we may have adapted due to our childhood circumstances that now are not necessarily appropriate any longer. Sometimes we can catch ourselves in the act as it happens, but pay attention to your intuition as it is much stronger now in watery Cancer. And if you need assistance with dealing with issues from the past, this is a good time to consult a counselor, as this can be an intensely emotional time for some. So it's important for us to stay compassionate and kind to one another, as the energies with this new moon can trigger things from our past. We can maybe spend a lot of time thinking about the past or about memories or looking at items from our grandparents or our parents, or some people are really focused on their home at this time, or needing a home or feeling at home, and also in connection with those around us and our overall feeling of security. And we might even go through periods where we feel we need to self-protect more. Now, this new moon in Cancer is super powerful, with the ruler, the moon, sitting powerfully in dignity here, but also out of bounds. There's a new seed to be planted in the Cancer area of your chart. Change is here, and with the moon out of bounds, intense emotions and a breakaway energy or unconventional behavior or action and emotions is possible with this intense emotional factor. Something is coming together here regardless, and we must trust our deepest feelings, as ignoring our truth will have us repeating patterns that are no longer good for us. How are you nurturing yourself? How are you honoring your feelings? Is there changes that need to be made in how you nurture, how you feel or make others feel secure? Where are you overprotective or over-providing? Or are you taking more than what you give or provide? We currently have the Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune all in their home signs, which is very rare at this time to have it all at once. And at the moment you can see this lineup of planets very early in the morning. It's quite beautiful. And this probably won't happen again till about 2040, I believe. Now we still have Mercury and Venus now in Gemini. And this can have us have many conversations. It can have us making decisions and meeting people. Our daily lives might be much busier and more electrified. Even though we know inwardly we need to take stock, it's best to get advice right now, gather information, and get clear on possibilities. Become aware of the beauty in your surroundings. And if you can have fun, do that as well. Try and be as present as you can be. And if you need to communicate to someone how you feel about them, now is the time. Pick up the phone, write the letter, buy the flowers. It's time to communicate your feelings. And then Uranus and the North Node is still in Taurus. And we can expect new currencies, financial changes, and financial earthquakes and physical earthquakes, and staying flexible with our material and economic situations are the order of the day. Our values are changing, and also how we see our work and our self-worth, what we do for a living, how we value things. We desire more freedom, and we know we need to move towards more independence and live our lives more authentically. Mars and Jupiter is still in Aries, with Jupiter in square with this new moon. And Mars can have us behave more assertively. It can boost our self-esteem and help us to be able to tap into our personal needs more, as well as stand up for our rights more courageously. Our urge to begin something new is much stronger now. Jupiter here assists us in being ourselves more and also facing and acting on our truth. So this combination of these energies in Aries as well as in Cancer now is really pinpointing your feelings and really trusting what you feel, because that is your truth. And how you feel about something is just, that is how it is. There's no sugarcoating that. There are opportunities of learning and personal growth now, as we're becoming more aware that the material world is just not enough, and we're looking for more meaning in our relationships, in our everyday lives, and everything. We have Saturn still retrograde in Aquarius, reminding us as individuals to integrate into a group or make connections with like-minded others. We are aware of shortages, and we may feel like we have responsibilities we don't want or need, that needs to be adjusted. We're focused on the structures of our lives, our future, but also the collective future of the world. And we're considering our security in general on all levels and with all connections. Neptune is in Pisces still and is stationing retrograde now. And we're very aware of the fact that we are spiritual beings occupying physical bodies. Our spiritual lives are becoming more alive and real. This transit of Neptune can sometimes also bring feelings of emptiness or loneliness. You can maybe see that in the area of Pisces now in your chart, which can force us to investigate our whole selves, especially the spiritual meaning of life. We want and need to tap into God, into prayer, into wholeness, into universal consciousness, and realizing that we're not alone, but yet much part of so much more and part of a much bigger plan. And with Neptune now retrograde, we are also intuitively guided to something as if on pause, as if a silent meditation on something or an aspect of something that needs to be dissolved, something that needs to be let go of. And as Neptune retrogrades, we come to see things more for how they truly are. So sometimes that can be a bit of a wake-up call, where the rose-colored glasses come off and we kind of see things more for what they are, which at the end of the day is what we want, because it gives us clarity and it helps us in moving forward and making choices and letting go of things that are no longer good for us. And Pluto in Capricorn continues to reach a peaking point and reminds us of the mark we want to leave on this world and self-realization. Pluto arouses our ambitions, but also that of those governing us, putting them at a potency point now of achieving their goals, even if that means ruthlessly. You may feel the potent energy of Pluto currently in the Capricorn part of your chart at the last degrees, as it is at the end of a complete transformation of that area of your life, that Capricorn house, where it's been transforming for the last 14 years or so. So let's get into this moon. This moon, the sun and moon are squaring Jupiter at this time. And this energy can be optimistic and compassionate, but can have some of us overextending ourselves as well. The positive thing is we have the go and the push to accomplish whatever we feel we need to right now. We would do almost anything to reach our goal, but you need to use caution here. Also, be careful of acting in an overly self-righteous way. Tap into the compassionate side of Jupiter and keep an open mind. You never have all the answers, and you can always learn from others and they from you. Mercury is trining Saturn, and this can help us to tackle problems in a more methodical way. We can concentrate on intense issues, as we're currently dealing with most likely many concerns that has put us in a more serious mindset. This is a great time to get organized on all levels and areas. We want practicality and usefulness. Otherwise, it's got to go. Some of us may feel more inclined to keep our thoughts to ourselves or speak only when it's necessary or important with this type of energy. And this again indicates a good time to seek wise counsel if you have some serious concerns at this time that you're not entirely sure on how to tackle. Now, also just a reminder before I continue that the new moon energy continues for the entire month. It continues for the next 4 weeks, and it overlaps the full moon energy that we have 2 weeks later. So it is the overall energy for the 4-week period, basically, and then it still overlaps onto the full moon energy as well. Now, Venus is sextile Jupiter, and we're more interested in fair exchanges. Love and peace are on the wanted list, but not necessarily attainable for everyone. Legal matters usually go well under energy such as this, and we can also expect changes in the area of finances and investments. New love interests are more likely toward high-minded people, or with Venus now in Gemini, we're more attracted to intellectual stimulation and connection in the mind. This is a great energy to spend time with friends, to have fun, to brainstorm, and to take a break from serious Saturn. So it does give a little bit of a breather in between all the seriousness and all the emotional things we could be experiencing at this time. Mars is also sextiling Saturn, and this is a great energy for self-discipline and sustained effort. So if you need patience in an area and you really need to push through something heavy, This can be very beneficial. This is an energy with deferred results. It's a work now, benefit later type of energy, but definitely gives you that grounding push to get through things. Mars is squaring Pluto, and this perfects on July 1st, but we're already feeling that very strongly. And also, as an interesting fact, that Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and this energy, you can feel that it's been building up its intensity in the last while. It's a challenging energy and can either turn out positive or negative. It can help you to burst out and do something you've been too fearful to do. It can sort of also be the cherry on top, though, regarding something that's been very difficult for a while, and you sort of just reach the end of your rope and you blow. So this is very important to practice self-control and stay aware of where these feelings and things are coming from. There can be power struggles regarding something you want to get ahead with, or you can in some way get much opposition regarding something you'd like to achieve, or you could be the person getting in someone else's way. This energy could push you into doing something in a different way or from another angle due to these challenges. Positively, this can be great for transforming things around you. You'll have the courage and the willpower to get it done in a very driven way. And it's a going for what you want regardless of the fear energy. It's take the jump and do it energy. It is important now to not leave any untied ends, no loose ends. Don't do anything underhandedly. Be aware that tempers can flare and ruthless action can be taken. It can be extremely explosive. It can be violent and escalate war energies and accidents. Deceptive and harsh action can be taken by governments under this and bring in more draconian ways. Sexually, this can be very intense. Passionate releases, getting shit done. It's important to avoid dangerous people, situations, and places. Don't move too fast or impulsively. Drive carefully, and also be aware of your own power, your own sense of control and dominance, and how you're using it. But basically, this is a time where we really need to tune into our emotions, tune into what you're feeling, where it's coming from. This is a new beginning or a new seed to be planted in the Cancer house of your chart. And you can also look at the areas such as your Pisces house for what needs to be dissolved there, which will become more clear to you in the next while. There's energy here for new beginnings, new opportunities. There's more self-confidence and go to make the changes that needs to be made. And if there's been something that you've been really struggling to end or really struggling to get done, this is the kind of energy that can really push you to do it, and to do it regardless of being afraid, realizing that even if it doesn't work out, this is a life experience. This is a moment in your life that if it doesn't work out, you can learn from it. But it's go time with this energy. It's pushing us forward, whether we feel ready or not. We are ready. Nothing happens for no reason, and we have to remember that we can still change our minds. We can still make changes as we go, but sometimes when we hang on too long out of fear or out of wanting things too perfectly or planning things out too perfectly. Sometimes we need to be pushed to actually make those changes. And I feel that is really what this moon is doing. It's pushing us into a direction that we may have known we needed to go. We've been unsure, but we're being asked to really focus on how we're feeling about things, to be really honest with our feelings, to tap into our intuition, and to let the dead leaves fall. Let the dead leaves fall where they need to. If you're true to yourself, then that which doesn't work will dissolve anyway. But it's important for us to practice self-control with these energies, to be aware of what's going on so that we don't overreact on anything and that we stay safe as well. Now, the organs influenced by this Cancer new moon are the breasts, the pleura, the peritoneum, the vagina, the womb, the ovary, the mucosa, the stomach, the lymph system, the breastbone. So these are all areas of the body that needs to be taken more care of during this time, and of course our emotional selves as well. We can spend more time grounding, paying attention to where we feel at home, what makes us feel at home, and around who do we feel at home, and where is home for us, and also realizing that home is who you are on the inside. Your home and your security all comes from within. And we are paying more attention to our family and our support systems and the people that surround us at this time. But if you're in a position where you're maybe noticing that certain people are not good for you anymore, or maybe just together there's toxicity or whatever that is, this is a time to really pay attention to those things and to see where it is in your life that you need to make certain changes, and what is it that you need to bring back into balance to feel at home again in your own skin, to feel at home again within yourself, because that will ripple effect outwardly, so that it doesn't really matter where you are. If you're secure within who you are and you nurture yourself and you take care of yourself and you make sure that you're surrounded by people that love and support you and that you do the same for others, then that is truly where your home will come from and will be. I'd also like to read to you the inside degrees for 7 degrees of Cancer. The Arctic wasteland under the setting sun, envisioning a way of life that is both utopian and practical, dreaming of a very different mix in the socio-cultured shared life, motivated by the knowledge, the clear sensing that all of this can be and must be, wide open to the limitless cosmos, nominated or appointed to restore the total view. You are gifted exquisitely with an uncompromising truth, sense that cleaves to what can be illuminated by the infinite. And you are most dramatically mobilized to spread this realization everywhere you go. Having known forever the way it really is, yet zealously drawn back into time to fertilize the ordinary landscape. All facets of life must partake of the bounty, and only then can we rest assured that we have done our part and followed the pulse of universal conscience where it naturally leads. I'd also like to read to you Isaiah 41 verse 10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous hand. May the sun shine bright on you this day. May there be blessings coming your way. Until next time.